This is how I mold my bread up in the bakery. So let's get straight down to the video. First off, I'm going to be molding up granary bread. Very easy. All you need to do is push it out and roll it up. Look, this is so simple. Look, push it down, roll it up. See that technique I'm using? Fold it over, push it in, roll it up. And the same with the large ones. Knock it down, roll over. And if by the end of this video you can't get this, then give up baking. It is very easy to do. If you keep doing it as many times as I've done it, you'll probably turn around and say, yes, over your last 40, 50 years, Steve, you've been doing this. I cannot believe how quick you can do it. Now, normally in the bakery, I would have a machine to do this, but I gave up using the machine because by the time I started the machine up and cleaning it, I can actually mold up the bread faster. Because obviously these days in the bakery, we just don't have that much bread to make as you would do in the old days. Going back to the 80s, I'd need a machine because obviously I was doing round about 200 or 300 loaves a day, if not more, plus everything else. And with lots of different wholesale customers and whatever, it's surprising how much bread and cakes and rolls I did make back then. But these days, small high street shops aren't quite like they were. So getting customers to come in to buy your bread is like a miracle because obviously they don't understand baking. They just go into the supermarket, pick it up off the shelf, and there we go. Whammo, there's a loaf. And let's be fair, these days, a large loaf, this is a guesstimate in my estimation. I haven't got a clue how much a large loaf of bread is. Hey, I own a bakery, I haven't got a clue. Well, I'm giving it some idea. It's got to be around about £2.50 a loaf, give or take. Now, I'm guessing the supermarket, I don't know, but I still think they're probably around about £1 a loaf, aren't they, for a large loaf? Now, when it comes to small bread, it's a different kettle of fish. Small bread is always dearer, and it always seems to be that way, and it's always been that way since I was a kid. Now, as you can see, I'm still carrying on molding up my bread. Look, and I'm doing it the same way. We're into the white bread now. Scrape it off the table, fold it over, knock it back. Now remember, this dough has been left on the side in the bakery for around about an hour. So first, after making the dough, I just using a bread improver, not much of it by the way, you can skip that first rest. So you bang it straight onto the table and just cut it up. Cover it over for an hour, come back to it, and then mold it up. And this is exactly what I've done. And in this video, I've been testing out my new Insta360 Ace Pro. And this is an action camera. I'm just interested to see how close you can get it before it sort of goes grainy. And even looking at some of this footage, some of it might be grainy, but actually it just adds to it, to be honest. But in some videos that are coming up shortly, I'm going to be strapping this to my body as a body cam. You've probably seen those programs where the agents are going around people's houses and bashing down doors, or even the police, they use it as an action cam stuck on themselves. Well, I've done that in some of my videos which are coming up very shortly, and I've come down to the conclusion the results are pretty cool, and I've decided I'm going to be using this as a Steve cam. So if I put Steve cam up, you know I'm using an action camera as well as my normal cameras. It's just to give that bit more perspective on making a video recipe, because sometimes recipes, especially the videos, I just feel as though there's not enough action in them. Because sometimes you want, besides telling the story of making that recipe, you also want that little bit of action as well. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget, if you want to, you can buy me a coffee if you like. And we'll see you again very shortly on the Crazy Baker channel. Laters!